YouTube, if you could do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified. We're almost to 100 subscribers, and it'd be great for you to join. Imagine I could get through all of my words in one breath without actually having to stop and think about what I'm saying. I'm getting better at it. I should be a damn caster. Anyway, Christopher F. Rufo, writer, filmmaker, rabble-rouser, senior fellow, Manhattan Institute, married to S.K. Sapatra? I think so. That's nice. That's a nice name. I'm not gonna shit on his life. I'm only going for a year. Seems like a nice guy. Until this. Lockheed Martin, the nation's largest defense contractor, sent key executives to a 3-day white male re-education camp in order to deconstruct their white male privilege and atone for their white male privilege. I've obtained what is going on right now? I've obtained internal documents that will shock you. I apologize for slurring my words. I really do. That's crazy. Is it the coffee jitters? I hope not. I can read, okay? I can read. The program was led by the consulting firm White Men as Full Diversity Partners, which specializes in helping white males awaken together. The participants included a former 3-star general and a vice president of production for the $1.7 trillion F-35 jet. What is going on? Fighter jet program. I'm fucking up. I'm down bad. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm sorry. I'm down bad. I'm down. Yo, F in the comments. F in the comments right now. To begin, the diversity trainers led a free association exercise. Yo, I almost skipped ahead. I think I'm going too fast. That's the issue. I'm trying to speed read through this because I'm so fucking done with this. Asking the Lockheed employees to list connotations for the term white men, the trainers wrote down old, racist, privileged, anti-women, angry, Aryan nation, KKK, founding fathers, guns, guilty, can't jump. Connotations for the term white men. The trainers wrote down old, privileged, reactionary, racist, golf, conservative, majority Republicans, set in their ways, disconnected, angry, good old boys network. Yeah, all of this is real. The trainers then ask, what's in it for white men? Listing responses. I won't get replaced by someone who is a better full diversity partner. I will improve the brand, image, and reputation of white men. I will have less nagging sense of guilt that I have the problem. What's in it for white men? I understand my colleagues' life experience better. Awesome. Can more effectively communicate with my work colleagues. Yeah. You won't say shit like, damn, your weave look good. You see what I mean? You'll communicate better because you know how that could come off. That isn't a problem. And that a lot of what I've also gone into a really big piece about how race generally affects the individual on a level that they don't understand when I talked about critical race theory. So, okay, fine. Making your team better by them knowing you are compassionate and caring enough to see them as they are. Awesome. Be able to deal, better able, I knew it said something else, better able to deal with the generations who are coming on board. Yeah. Because you literally, the crazy woke kids, if their feelings are valid and there is something substantial there, by us teaching you this, when they come in, you'll know what they're talking about if they mention it in a board meeting or for marketing purposes, that type of thing. That's easy. I'm really not going to break down each one of these points. Make sure we are doing everything we can to attract the right talent and be the workplace of choice. Hi, Jessica. Being a better person, I continue to challenge myself and grow. I won't get replaced by someone who is a better full diversity partner. As leaders, team takes on characteristics of leaders, so if you model respect, others will take that on too. I solidify, listen, yeah, all of this is fine. I have more permission to say I don't know or be confused, not have to fake it till I make it. Yeah, you don't have to know everything. This is awesome. White Men as Full Diversity Partners argues that the roots of white male culture include traits such as rugged individualism, yeah, a can-do attitude, yeah, hard work, yeah, operating for principles, yeah, and striving towards success, which are devastating to women and minorities. I want to see how you frame that. Studying the relationship. Okay. Success in white male terms is often linked to evaluating one's place in the hierarchy. Power and success is derived from a person's organizational status and positional rank. The higher, the more status the person has. Corporate culture in the U.S. is heavily influenced and affected by status and rank. Thus, the natural consequences to have those who don't fit in the in-group norm, people of color, blah, 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 placed in a lesser position. Despite all the good interactions, it's impossible to deny that this unchecked dynamic is still embedded within individual interactions in the workplace, often in subtle effect is devastating to those on the receiving end. Quite literally, like, I'm not oh shit. I'm not trying to be funny, but do me a favor. If you're watching this or if you come across this somewhere, do me a favor. Ask yourself why porn goes in the directions that it does. Do you notice that something trends for a long time and then goes in a different direction? The great thing about sitcoms and like that is that they'll also play off these tropes. But like, I want you to really think to yourself, wasn't there like a whole like office scenario where the higher up comes and sleeps with the Latina maid? Like, I really want you to think about why these things become what they are. Oh my God, not everything is disconnected. Not everything is its own framework. Like, some things really do play off real life. Like in New York City, if you know, the MetroCard price generally is linked to the amount of what pizza costs. Like, as the MetroCard went up or as pizza went up, the MetroCard, like, it's a balance. Don't ask why. I think it's because it's understanding the purchasing power of a single item, and I think they just happen to work hand in hand. It's probably no correlation, no causation. But anyway, this is all correct. This is ironically very correct. It's impossible to deny that the unchecked dynamic, it's subconscious, it's subtle. It's the way you approach the male lady who happens to be black. You don't care for the male lady at all, but her being black, or like without you even noticing it, will have you add that dialect of, all right, you go do your thing. Like, it's true. If TV shows can emulate that culture, why do you think it doesn't happen in real life? That's why I don't get cop propaganda. Like, you really think police officers be putting their lives on the line and like saving people from Nakatomi Plaza every day? Like, no. Remember how many people died? Like, no. Next, participants were asked to repeat and internalize 50 white privilege statements. Oh shit. Including, my culture teaches me to minimize the perspectives and powers of people of other races. Literally, that's what it does. Oh my God. Okay. White culture, can we go back to history? Like, whiteness as we know it in America stems from those who broke from Europe to create the colonies. Those are white men. In the Constitution, and literally, like, come on, man. I can commit acts of terrorism, violence, or crime and not have it attributed to my race. Have I been under the Brawlhalla category for the past 2 hours? It says just chatting on mine. Does it not? I'll click it again. Nah, it doesn't even let me update the information. Probably because I'm recording. Anyway. Huh? Of course this is correct. Of course this is correct. I'm so confused. I'm so lost. Wow, it does say I'm on Brawlhalla. Interesting. It says just chatting right here. Crazy. Anyway. How is that wrong? Okay, we're gonna read a few of them. If I need to move, I can be pretty sure that I'll be able to rent a porch or purchase affordable housing where I want to live. Gentrification, the identity of it is that statement. I can go shopping without being harassed, followed, or suspected of wanting to steal something. Duh. Come on. When I'm told about our national heritage, about civilization, I'm shown that people of my race made it what it is. Did we just read that? Oh, did we not just literally watch people at a white pride rally say that exact thing? I don't question whether my children will be given curriculum materials that testify to the existence and importance of their race, correct? My voice is usually heard in a group which I am the only member of my race, correct? Literally like the joke about the white man being able to say whatever he wants. I do not have, whenever I use checks, credit cards, or cash, I can count on my skin color to support my appearance and financial reliability. Oh man. Whoo! I do not have to educate my children to be aware of system. Yeah. My chief worries about my children not consider others' attitudes towards their race, correct? We watched the little girl at the daycare who was like, "Oh, your hair smells bad," and she said all the children said it, and it turned out that the teacher was the only one who said it. I can do well in a challenging situation without being called a credit to my race. All right, I'm not even reading the rest. Let's go for the other page. My culture teaches me that, yeah, we read that. My shape, bearing, a body odor are not taken as a reflection of my race. I can take a job with an affirmative action employer without having my coworkers on the job suspect that I got it because of my race. I can think over many options without needing to analyze how difficult it would be. Yep. If I need legal and medical help, yep. If I have low credibility as a leader, I would not think that my race is the problem. Yep. Yep. My last 2 jobs, bro. My last 2 jobs. I can expect imagery and oh man. My earning potential is significantly greater than someone who is not of my race. My race's contribution to history is not condensed into 1 chapter or only focused for 1 month. And even in that month, other people of my race could fall in positions they are ill-suited for, and it does not impact how others view my qualifications for them. Yeah. If stopped by the police, I am less likely to experience physical harm, in extreme cases, loss of life. I can use the word whom without appearing pretentious. Yeah, wow, that's petty, but when I move to a new position, I do not worry I have to prove my expertise over again. Yeah, I take my past successes with me. My competence is assumed until I prove otherwise. Literally my last job. Oh my God. Oh my God. I had to prove myself to keep my job there. And I still got fired. One of the guys there was just literally losing his fucking mind. Literally losing his fucking mind. Trying to teach these kids, and nobody ever G-checked them. Participants then repeated and internalized 59... What? My earning potential... I am judged less for the attractiveness of my appearance. Ain't nothing better than a white boy. Oh, great. That's going to get clipped now. I got 1 clip. I can't wait to drop that on Twitter. I don't make sure that my house or car keys are in my hand before I unlock my house, apartment, or car door at night. I'm not sure about that one. I'm often taken more seriously. College said hello to me. If I'm in a bad mood, show emotion, or discipline someone, comments don't circulate about being that time of the month. That's a huge one. That is a huge one. That is a huge one. That is a huge one. Like when men get angry, hey, you need to calm down there, Bill. When women get angry, she must be on the rag. Okay, finally the white males read a series of I'm tired statements from fictitious racial minorities and women, including I'm tired of being black, I'm tired of being told how articulate I am. True. Okay. I hate doing this. I hate doing this because this is really diving a lot deeper into this than I wanted to go. But I'm going to read all of these statements from fictitious, from people of color. I'm going to read most of these statements, and I'm going to tell you if I agree with them or if I would have said them out loud. That's how we'll end this. That's a beautiful way to end this. I'm tired of being told how articulate I am. You watched me in this video get upset because I was messing up words. Not even being funny, that's coming from my childhood. And how many people would be like, oh, you read very well for your age. Really not, partner. I'm tired of hearing you say that you cannot find qualified people of color. I've heard that before. I'm tired of the analysis paralysis on diversity and inclusion. Yes, I'm tired of hearing some of my best friends are black. I hear that more often than I should. I am tired of having to defend that I'm equally qualified as a leader. Literally, my last job. I'm tired of lip service. Yes. Reverse discrimination. Yes. Store management clerks watching me. That happens to me still. I assume I'm taking a white person's job and I should go back to Mexico. You know, honestly, yeah, I've heard that before. Didn't we just watch a video on that? I'm tired of people asking me what I would like to be called. Like, just call me what, yeah. Oh, damn. I'm the lawn services guy when I'm working in my own yard. I mean, we've seen films that do that shit. The number of black women on welfare, having my children get poor school guidance counseling because they're Hispanic, people worrying about my credit or loan, got promoted because I'm black, neighbors coming over my house and asking to meet the new homeowners. Really? Yeah, I don't know if that happens in real life or not. Assuming I'm not the lead in a business meeting, going to jail for long. Yeah, okay, this is general shit. I'm not going to have to read everything. Worrying the progress will be eroded, asked to smile, we're trying to fix problems. Yeah, this is pure neo-racism from a company that receives billions of taxpayer dollars every year. I call on the United States Senate to launch an immediate inquiry into the racist practices of Lockheed Martin. We must shut this down before it endangers our national security. Here is the fully story, inclusive City Journal. Will be on Tucker Carlson tonight at 8 p.m. To offer further commentary. This is so stupid. I'm not even going to read these. And then he said he found something else. I just want to finish with this.
Chris Rufo is a senior fellow at the Manhattan Institute, a contributor to City Journal. He broke this story. He joins us now to tell us what this training session was like. Chris, thanks so much for coming on and for your reporting. What went on at this thing?
Well, this is a long-standing training program. Actually, 8,000 Lockheed Martin executives and employees have been through race re-education programs. And this one was particularly galling. They had these executives go through these exercises where they said that being a white male was analogous to being a KKK member, to being in the Aryan Nation. They also said that, kind of funny way, white men can't jump, and all of these slurs and stereotypes about their own origins. And they take it through a series of exercises where they had to review 156 white male privilege statements, apologizing for their race, apologizing for their sex, apologizing for their orientation. And the question is this: if a 3-star general retired in the United States military can't stand up to a bunch of crackpot diversity trainers, how on earth are we going to stand up to communist China?
That's it. I'm done. I'm going to end the segment just like this. Listen to what he said. Listen to the end of this video. Replay it over again or find the tweet if you have to. If they can't stand up to some crackpot people, how are they going to stand up to communist China? The conversation on race and diversity looks the way it is because of what I've said earlier about how the left, or how companies approach this. This doesn't need to happen. All of what was said there is great. Like, I'm not going to lie. A lot of it I agree with from the standpoint of, but who are you talking to? Who's your audience? Because making them recite those things, yeah, they might learn something from it, but they're really going to internalize it as, damn, we really got to do this because we white. yeah, they right. This is racist against white people. Even though most of these things are just observations that most people never cared to talk about because it never had a foothold in the actual conversation on a socio-political level. So you can either validate their feelings or you can take it a step further. You can take it a step further. Change the narrative so that way you are no longer afraid to approach this topic. Ask for examples. Read. Because the people that are selling you that side of the story are lying to you. And when I say lying, I mean like deceiving you. Yes, it may seem extreme, but once you read and once you stop for a second and ask, well, why is it even happening in the first place? You can develop your own answers that don't have to be as harsh or insane as seeing a company training with no context around it. Make sense? Now I know that seems like a cop-out. Oh my God, so you do want us to just act like and believe everything the left says. No. I'm telling you that we're reaching an era where all of this shit is getting unpacked because people have the time now. It's not about taking away from white America. I'm saying that white America has an empathy issue. Fully and completely. And when you start to recognize these trends and more people are recording with their cell phones and more information is getting logged, these things will come up. If you really want to fix this nation, I'm not asking you to sit there and literally do what you just saw there. Like that to me, even though I agree with the statements, the whole setup around it, that's a little weird to me. I'm not going to shun it because I've worked in companies before. I can see how that came to be. And I know that's a major thing and not like a company, but you know what I mean. But at the top down, if this is happening on the federal level, we're normalizing it so it can become commonplace amongst us. No, white people are not the problem here. White people are not an issue. Oh, you thought I wasn't going to say that? But the way our society is set up, white people don't want it to change. They don't want to move forward. Because these things, let's say half of that list was bullshit. The other half is still real. And it makes you feel like you have to go all or nothing with it. And I understand that that's a problem for a lot of people. And I get you. Same with me. That's why I'm not trying to convince you all of that's correct and you should just follow that. I understand all or nothing is scary. My entire life has been aided and abetted by some white privilege. I worked for what I had. They just need to work harder. I'm telling you, there are aspects to that you just don't understand. And it's okay because no one said that and no one ever pointed it out. And they didn't have to. You did work hard. But there were little pieces of that system in place that got you to where you are. And I'm telling you that other races and certain marginalized groups in this country don't have those cogs to move the machine. And you could either improve the conditions of those communities to give them those cogs. But when we tried that, they were like, LOL, we're waging civil war. Keck dubs. We're waging civil war. The communists are bad. The Soviets are bad. Socialism's bad. Ask about Venezuela. Everything's a boogeyman. So you grew up in the identity that is what you feared because nothing in this country bothered you. So of course things were going to start to work in a way that automatically went in your favor. Of course you were going to have moments in time where literally everything you did was going to work in your favor. And I know how unfair that seems to say because I've never been through your struggle. I've never been through your issues. But it's unfair for you to deny. It's unfair for you to deny that your experience was better than others by default. You had those cogs. People in power made sure other people didn't have those cogs. You want to simplify it and make everything make sense? Here, I'll give it to you in one beautiful metaphor. When black people use cocaine, it's called a crack house. When white people use cocaine, they don't call it the same thing. Cocaine party. House filled. Like, you know what they say. And that's real articles. That's real shit you can look up. See how many times. See how many times. See how many times things have been unjustly had other things compared to them, and all of a sudden, even though it's the same action, it's worse for a certain group and not as worse for others. Brock Turner. What's the framing around it? Forget the case. Forget what actually happened. Forget your opinion on it. What was the framing? What is objectively what you heard about him when you heard it? It was polar opposites, right? People were focused on what he did. People were focused on his history. How come his history seems so positive when they were talking about it, but for black people, it doesn't seem to be the same way? See, these are things you've heard of. And you're like, well, yeah, not everybody's a saint, but like, come on, you're giving us no room here. Same media that you despise is the same media that does that. So if the media do it, why don't lawyers do it? And if lawyers could do it, is the judicial system set up like that? Of course you wouldn't self-identify with this. Of course you wouldn't. But at the same time, you have no choice but to self-identify with it, because the system worked that way, and not enough people are in there that want to change the cogs and move them around. So even though you don't know it's happening, somebody out there looked out for you in a way that they would have never done for a black person, because they themselves don't identify that way. That's just what they do. It's why you could easily make a comparison to how strong and tight-knit white communities are and how destabilized black communities are. That's critical race theory if you want to dip your toes into it. But I'm not talking about critical race theory. These are daily observations. These are news headlines. This is the way I was raised as a kid in the school system. I used to wonder why everybody was so harping on me. You're so gifted. You're so talented. I wasn't getting the highest. I mean, I said so at one point or two I was. But like, there weren't really white kids in my school, not until like high school. Why everybody so focused on me? Do I look poor? Like, do I look like a special case? I'm not doing anything extraordinary. Why everybody telling me, make sure you stay away from drugs? You don't be telling that to the other kids. You don't be taking them aside. Huh? What do you know about me? These things live inside minorities' lives as extra obstacles to make them think about every interaction they have with somebody who has more social power than them. You build a society around that, and then you funnel most of the money into one part of the society. What the hell did you think was going to happen? On top of corporatism? On top of capitalism? You don't need to enslave people to get them to be lower than you. You just have to take away all their resources. And you people applaud it because you think that's going to be you one day. Why would somebody who has everything ever let it go? How are you going to enter that club? You think you ready to enter that club? You think your opinion matters more? You think you ready for that? You think you can handle that? I'm asking you. You just heard that man go on Tucker Carlson and say, if they're doing this, how are they going to stand up to other people? Oh, so you mean once they get past that, there's another threat that looms? They're taking away America. You don't hear the rhetoric? What is it doing? It's making you feel angry at somebody, right? Why is it doing that? Why is it when I tell you to have empathy for other people and just say out loud, I don't think you can understand what's happening here, and I'm sorry that you don't, but it's just something that happens and you have to accept that it's real? Why do you think I'm trying to corrupt you in any way? I'm telling you what's happening. I'm telling you, you don't need to change your patterns to exist in this world. I'm telling you, just have a second thought. Have one extra thought. Because we, as a people, have to have an extra thought, or 2, or 10. I told you about that cop that almost killed me. That was the first segment I ever made. The very first video I ever made where it was just me talking was a segment about a cop that was going to shoot me. If I hadn't have walked down from where I was when he pointed that gun at me, he probably would have popped one. I've got no cases against me. I do Twitch. Look, I like anime. Look at my Sukuna. Look at my Yuji. Look at my Dragon Ball Z. Was that justified? Because I was looking for film locations for a series that literally I was with my crew? Why did he do that to me? Would he have done it to a white person? Nice clean cut with the pomade in the hair. Beautiful suit, nice, tall, ginger. Would he have done it to him? Oh, he's a cop from the Bronx. You know, they're agitated. They're quick. He works in an area where he thinks if he's seeing a crime, it's a crime. And he has the right to shoot to kill. Explain why that is still a facet in our society. Are you ready to have this conversation? Again, I understand all or nothing is too deep for you. I'm fine with that. I'm literally fine with that. But you are not going to sit here and tell me my voice isn't just as powerful as yours if mine is promoting peace and you want the destabilization of the community. So what's the issue with telling people, hey, these are things that you should internalize right now so that way it stops here? It's neo-racism. You didn't get it on your own, and the white race as a whole is not going to get it on its own. So here are the answers to stop the problems. You don't have to live by the commandments. Just know that these things exist, and we need to consciously make an effort to fight against them. That's all I'm asking. You won't do that on your own because you literally call it cultural Marxism. It's socialism. Bro, half the policies that exist that are being asked for by groups like Black Lives Matter, general minorities, and fights in Congress are all centered around helping all poor people, which means that did you know that the majority of poor people in this country are white? Wow, okay, so this would help them out too. That includes the racists. Because maybe if they have more money in their economy, and maybe if they have a better education, that ideology will literally be defeated by their own will. Oh, just like gun violence and all that shit gets started heavily in poor black communities because it's a fight for literal, tangible survival items. The same thing happens in white communities. But they go the opposite way. We kill each other. They kill others. That's funny. Now I'm gonna get canceled. That's it. That's the end of this segment. I'm tired of talking about it. Please just have a second thought. That's the thesis of this whole argument. Have a second thought. I'm begging you.